Welcome to The Cleaning, a podcast about the Apple TV show Silo. Today I'll be taking a look at the Season 3 trailer from the perspective of someone who's read the 3 novels, Wool, Shift, and Dust, of the Silo series. Spoilers for the first 2 seasons of Silo on Apple TV, plus spoilers for the books, and possible spoilers for Season 3. Why do I say possible? Because the show has shown that it will deviate from the books to where I may say this is how it goes in the books, and that may not happen on this show, and so there probably will be Season 3 spoilers here, but I can't say for sure. In fact, first up, this trailer begins with the Season 2 cliffhanger, and the most interesting thing is what they're not showing us. Bernard, where is Bernard? He doesn't seem to appear in the trailer at all. Did he survive the antechamber's furnace at the end of Season 2? Spoiler alert for the books, this is where Bernard died. So Bernard did die right there in the antechamber. But the show has already got a certain character living longer than they would have in the books, so I can't say for sure if Bernard is going to be in Season 3 or not. But if the show is true to the books, Bernard would be dead. Now, next we suddenly hear a voice that the closed caption tells us is the Overseer. Juliette apparently was in that furnace for 3 minutes, and the Overseer says Juliette had no memories for 3 months other than the ones you've given her. And the Overseer seems to be saying this to Camille Sims. The Overseer, that's from the closed caption, seems to be the voice of the AI algorithm. Book readers know that that is not an AI voice, it's not a voice of an algorithm, but the show has presented it as the voice of an algorithm, and now the closed caption says that voice will be referred to as the Overseer. Juliette having amnesia is bad news for her friends back in Silo 17, that's her buddy Solo and the kids, because Juliette was going to go back and help them, right? Now, I should point out, Juliette having amnesia is not something that happens in the books. And Silo fans on Reddit seem to be really having a problem with an amnesia storyline, mainly because it's used in so many TV shows as a kind of a silly, hey, let's just delay action. And for certainly the very first book in the Silo series is so fast-paced. At various times in Season 1 and Season 2, the show isn't very fast-paced. Now, if you have read the books, you know that there is a different character, not Juliette, but there is a different character who is forced to forget things and given drugs to make them forget things. And people wonder if Juliette is taking on that storyline. If you have read these books, and I assume if you're listening to this spoiler podcast you have, go down in the comments and let me know. Why do you think the show is having Juliette have amnesia? For 3 months amnesia. Later in the trailer, we see Juliette taking pills, and Camille Sims seems to be there as Juliette takes the pills. I should point out Camille Sims is not really a character in the books. And another non-book character, Patrick Kennedy, in the trailer tells Juliette a previously on Silo thing about, hey, you went outside, nobody else goes outside. Now, Robert Sims, he gives a speech, he's banging a gavel. Is he the new head of judicial? And Juliette is sitting next to Robert, and she's wearing the mayoral necklace. This is something that we've seen Mayor Johns and Mayor Bernard wear. Juliette's looks slightly differently, but that does seem to be it. And yes, book readers know that Juliette does become the mayor of Silo 18. A character named Carla, if you remember Season 2, is Walker's love interest. She talks to Sheriff Billings and she says, the amount of panic if people found out. But she doesn't finish that sentence in the trailer. Now, this could be Carla talking about the truth that if people found out that Supply fixed the heat tape in Juliette's cleaning suit so she could survive outside, that would cause a bit of panic. But Carla could also be talking about that Silo 18 could be terminated. And we see flashes of red at various times around Camille. We see a note that's on fire. The note reads, don't take the pills. Then Carla pushes open a large warehouse door for Billings. I assume this is the big storage for the Silo's supply. Juliette asks why the founders would need to kill a Silo, and I honestly think there's a chance that answer will be given in Season 3 if they decide to follow the books closely. We see what looks to be like a Silo being killed and possibly a Silo rebellion. I don't know if this is supposed to be in Silo 18, maybe a different Silo, or a flashback to another Silo. There's a shot of Knox running towards a large group of people who are seemingly trying to escape a yellow toxic flume. This scene may be a scene from the book, and it's one that, if it is from the books, you would think it'd be like the very end of season 3. I honestly thought they wouldn't do this until season 4, maybe. Let's set the stage. Solo and the kids are all by themselves over in 17. Juliette probably doesn't want to go outside again to try to get back or get enough suits and get them over into Silo 18. So what she does is she has a team, down at the bottom of their silo is the digger, which dug up the earth so the silo could be built. Juliette turns the digger, 90 degrees and digs straight from her silo into Silo 17. This gives Solo and the kids the ability to come to Silo 18. And it's a really great moment for Solo and the kids to see a bunch of other people. Again, this could be a big spoiler, possibly nothing. At a certain point, everybody from Silo 18 has to evacuate into Silo 17. There is one complication with this storyline, and that is the TV show, has the giant door at the bottom of the silo. That's not from the book, so you imagine maybe that giant door serves that purpose. Or it could be something completely unique for the show. Who knows? During this time, there is a shot of Solo clean-shaved. He has really turned his life around. Finally, the trailer gets to the good stuff, the stuff which is really from the second book, Shift. Now, the closed caption says this is Paul, so I am going to assume it's Paul Billings, saying the classic lines, "We do not know why we are here. We do not know when it will be safe to go outside. We only know that day is not today." While Paul is saying that, we see scenes of the silo when it was brand new. We see the woman we met in the final scene of season 2, the woman who got the infamous red level relic Pez dispenser. That's reporter Helen. She's walking into the silo, it looks like. If this is the same exact moment in the books, the person in the baseball hat next to her is most likely the Colin Hanks character Pierce, but we'll talk about him in a bit. We see a map of all the silos. We know Juliette's silo is Silo 18. At the end of season 1 and into season 2, she walked over to Silo 17, but if she had turned around and walked in the exact opposite direction, she would have ended up at Silo 1. People online are saying that the layout of this map and the greenfield silos doesn't really match the layout of the silos when we saw them at the end of season 1. Here's a quick side-by-side. What do you think? There's a quick flash of reporter Helen and the man she went on that first awkward date with at the end of season 2, Congressman Daniel Keene. They're sitting in a car as a police motorcycle crew circle around the car. There are shots in a subway where a new character evades someone else. Now, based on this promotional image, we believe this character is going to be probably based on the book's character, and that's this character named Charlotte, who is the sister of Congressman Daniel Keene. She's being played by Jessica Brown Findlay. Now, this character, Charlotte, in the book, she was in the military, and later in the trailer, we see her in a jet, seemingly in a combat zone. We have a quick flash of another new character, and this character is the big bad of the second book. Now, in the book, this is Senator Paul Thurman, but the character has been gender swapped to be a woman played by actress Laura Innes. This is the second time that the TV show Silo has gender swapped a character from the novels. In the novels, Walker is a male character. Senator Thurman is a driving force in creating all these silos. Next up, the closed caption says we have a character named Pierce, and it's Colin Hanks, say the words, "The end of the world cannot be stopped. It can only be survived." Now, when you read the novel, there isn't a Pierce that comes to mind, but based on contextual clues, there's a chance that this character Pierce is the book character Mick Webb, who is a congressman and a good friend of Daniel Keene. If Pierce is the TV version of Mick Webb, it'll be really interesting to see how the audience feels about Mick. Mick is a character that book readers have different opinions on, and it'll be interesting to see how the show goes. The trailer ends with Juliette walking into the vault to talk to the overseer. Theoretically, by this point, she has got her memories back, and she is trying to reason with the overseer to not terminate Silo 18. You imagine that is going to be the driving force and the big action piece at the end of season 3, or at least that's what I imagine. Book readers, what are you excited about to see in Silo season 3? Go down in the YouTube comments and let me know. If you're one of those people who ignored all the warnings, hasn't read the books, and still watched this video, go down in the comments and tell me what you want me to spoil next. Our coverage will begin the week of the Season 3 premiere, July 3rd. Can't wait for the new season.